In this video we're going to be looking at the Triumph Stag and asking the question, what price is a Triumph Stag these days? Many of us know that it was a 2+2 sports tourer which was sold between 1970 and 1978 by the Triumph Motor Company. Also that it was designed by an Italian designer, Giovanni Michelotti, and started as an initial styling experiment shaped from the 1963 to 64 pre-production Triumph 2000 saloons, and it was agreed that he'd give it a go, and thus the Triumph Stag has evolved into the beautiful car that it is today. There were something like 25,939 examples ever made from 1970 to 1977, and we still think there's around 8,000 that are left on UK roads, with another 2,000 or so that we're also known of on Sawns or in barns, which is fantastic to hear and represents a real opportunity for any enthusiast wanting to buy a popular and iconic, in our view, Triumph Stag classic car. Now, there's no question that there are some stunning looking Stags out there, and not least of which we saw back in the summer at Stag Classics was Paul's own car that he'd rebuilt over the last 3 or 4 years, Project Larkip as he called it, in a beautiful candy apple red with white leather interior. And obviously, you know, there's been a lot of labour and love invested in this, and probably towards the top of the range, I would suggest, in terms of what this car is worth, and quite rightly too. You can just see a glorious car in the sunshine there back in the summertime. And if you missed the video, please check on the channel and have a look and dig it out, because it is a stunning looking car. As we say again, the word stunning keeps coming up because we were so much in love with it. It was absolutely gorgeous. Now, this has been a labour of love for Paul, and he's invested so much time, effort and energy into it. It is just gorgeous to be around on such a beautiful sunny day as it was when we looked at it. And, you know, it is top of the range as a motor, and why wouldn't it be? You can just see what a fantastic example it really is. So with so much choice out there, it's really hard, I think, to come up with a price for a Triumph Stag. Obviously it depends on the condition, and while no doubt over the decades prices of Triumph Stags have been fairly steady, I think probably since the pandemic, when the prices went up a little bit because of the availability of time and maybe one or two speculating on the market, probably post-pandemic my view is there's been a bit of a slump since, and it's a bit of a free-for-all now in terms of pricing and availability of cars. Cars are around for sure, but maybe it's dropped, my sense is it's dropped a little bit. And interestingly enough, as we were making this video, the monthly Practical Classics magazine dropped through my letterbox, and interestingly enough, here you've got the Triumph Stag featured under the Triumph column, and all self-explanatory, I'm sure. There, the thing they're saying it in a concours kind of dealer example, then top of the range, if you will, well sorted. 24 grand is the suggested price at which, you know, we should be thinking of buying. That's not to say that that is what it will be selling for, but that would be top of the range, 24 grand. Condition 1 then 14.5, condition 2 6 grand, and then condition 3, which obviously would need a lot of work on it, 2,200. So that sounds at 2023, and the price guide according to the Practical Classics magazine. At the end of the day, it's down to what the buyer's prepared to pay, and but hopefully just gives you an idea of what the current market is like for the Triumph Stag 3-litre convertible. However, a few weeks ago there was a very big auction at the Anglia car auctions where there were, I think, something like 4 Triumph Stags up for sale of diverse and different styles and values. So let's go over there and just review what those cars went for and see what we mean. So I've just jumped onto the Anglia Car Auctions website, and feel free to jump on there yourself and look them up under Classic Auctions. It's a drop-down menu there that shows you the prices that the cars went for. The last auction was actually on the 28th and 29th of January, as we know, and amazing, 88% of all the cars that went through that weekend were sold, and I suspect there's still 1 or 2 more to go through. The next auction coming up is the 1st and 2nd of April, so I'm sure there'll be some lovely submissions then. We're right into the spring sale time, and always a good time to be looking at classic cars with ones with the roofs down and so on, so very good. I think there were around about 6 Triumphs in total, of which there were 4 Triumph Stags up for sale. I'll come back to the other Triumph shortly, but obviously the purpose of this video is to talk about what price a Triumph Stag is these days. And the first one, I'm sure you've seen it already, is lot 264. This 1972 green Triumph Stag 3-litre auto didn't have any reserve on the guide, which was interesting. And incidentally, if you want to see more detail of each of these cars, I did do a video at the time, so click on the video at the very end and you'll be able to deep dive into each one of these. I'll just have a quick look just to show you what the background was. It has been sold, obviously, and it's a 4-seat convertible. I think actually it's 64,700 miles, and yeah, had been very well looked after. So that is a good buy, and a lot of car for the money to get on the road for 5,832 with a car that's up together. So very well done on that one. This one, lot 303, is an Inca yellow car, 1972 Stag 3-litre V8 auto, estimate between £7,000 and £8,000, however, remains available. So whether that didn't reach a reserve or there was some issue on the day or whatever, I don't know, but it was to fund a new business venture from what they're saying here, and had a few new HT leads, coil and starter motors, and comes with current V5, mileage is recorded at 41,319. So it looked very up together, I must say, and a nice looking car. I do like the hard tops. I think the hard tops that are detachable, as we know, set the car off. They make it look a completely different alternative to a soft top, although it's got the soft top with it, as we know, or no top. You've got three options. So 7 to 8 grand remains still available. So anybody's interested out there, an Inca yellow one, I'm sure the auctioneers will be happy to talk to you. This one, lot 622, 1972, and this was a very nice car. Estimate between 18 and 20 grand. 17280 is what it went for. It was a Mark 1, as denoted by a number of things that you could check out on there, and 66,727 miles. With lots of good provenance with it as well, and very impressed with that one. And what's interesting, I suppose, is that the guide price really wasn't far off the actual price, including the premium. Obviously, there's a premium on top of that. That was the price that the car went for. This one, lot 366, 1974 Triumph Stag, sadly postponed until April, so estimate was between 12 and 14,000. Looked very tidy from the screenshots and the reviews that we did before. It's a bereavement sale, very sadly, so I'm sure it will go to a very good home in due course, and an N registered car, so quite a nice looking motor and a fairly early-ish car. So lots to be gathered there. Love that blue with the white pinstripe, a smashing looking Triumph Stag. And whilst we're here, let's have a quick look at the Triumph Spitfire Mark IV. This was a very up together, beautiful looking car. Lot 302 was up for between 5 and 6,000 was the estimate. Actually went for 5,832. So bang on the money, including the premium, and very much in line with the estimate. So that was a very tidy car, as I remember. I think it had some MX5 seats in it from memory, which could also be changed over, so forgive me about that. I think some reclining seats and so on, so that could easily be replaced back to original if you wanted, but obviously from a safety point of view you might want to keep the headrest facility as part of that, but all doable and not a problem at all. Lot 647 for me, I think, was particularly interesting. I know it's not a Stag, but this was a Triumph TR6. Guide price between 12 and 15,000, went for 13,176, and was a stunning, quintessentially English looking TR6, which had been very well looked after, owned since 2013, who'd only done about 1,300 miles since they'd actually had it themselves, and the mileage 84,286 miles. So a really good bargain. Love those wire wheels, love that white and black hood. The contrast looks fantastic, and there are a couple of motorbikes as well, which again look to have gone somewhere very similar to the estimates, except for the Triumph Tiger, which was 2,754 in the end, but a lot of motorbike for the money. Anyway, there you go. There's your Stags. What a range, anywhere from 5,832 up to and including 17,280, with a couple of others available. So if you fancy grabbing a bargain, get on the phone now and phone up Anglia Car Auctions. I would. Okay, so I think you'll agree that there are a range of Triumph Stags out there for any budget and any size. It all depends on how much you want to work on one or put money into one to getting it up to spec. But you can get on the road fairly cheaply, I think, these days with a Triumph Stag and have top-down motoring like we had over at Studland a few months back. Now, if you like this video, please check out the original deep dive of the Anglia car auctions, or if you want to double up and ride shotgun with us around the Silverstone circuit when we were together at the Stag Owners Club annual event, then click the link and enjoy.